Now, Good Morning Northwest. Iran's supreme leader claims victory over Israel this morning. And new intelligence reveals conflicting reports about damage to Iran's nuclear sites. The latest from Washington, D.C. coming up.
And there's only a couple of days left before summer starts heating up. I'm tracking the latest on the upcoming heat.
And Hoop Fest is almost here, and Spokane is buzzing with excitement. From team check-ins to business preparations, we'll show you how the city is getting ready for thousands of basketball players and fans. We're watching Good Morning Northwest on 4 News Now. Thanks for starting your day with us. I'm Natalie Grant.
And I'm Robin Nance. It is Thursday, June 26th. Let's check in with meteorologist Matt Gray and our first alert forecast kicking off your Thursday.
Yeah, kicking off Thursday with some nice conditions. It is mild again this morning. Temperatures in the upper 50s and low 60s. There's still a decent bit of cloud cover out there, so we've had a couple of cloudy mornings now. We're going to have some more before the week is out. One thing the clouds are going to do, though, at least for the afternoons, is kind of help things stay on the cooler side, and that's going to feel pretty nice as we go through the rest of this week. We are going to see continued breezy conditions as well. We've seen some gusts into that 15-20 mile an hour range already this morning. That will continue for the remainder of the day. Temperatures will kind of even out here once we get towards say 11, 12, 1 o'clock. We'll get up into the 70s fairly quickly, and then things will be calm and evened out for the afternoon as we see highs right about 77, which is bang on average for this time of the year. Cloudiness as we get into your evening again as more clouds and even 1 or 2 sprinkles trying to move through very late tonight. So here are your highs across the region. 80s for the LC Valley. We'll see low 80s, Moses Lake, Ritzville, Grand Coulee into the Omak area across central Washington. Now, this is going to end up being one of our cooler days for a long, long time. I'm tracking 90s. We'll show you when those show up coming up.
Matt, thanks. We start with breaking news out of the Middle East. Early this morning, Iran's supreme leader claimed victory over Israel in his first public statement since a ceasefire was declared between the two countries. And this morning, there is more fallout over a Pentagon intelligence report about the damage done to Iran's nuclear sites.
The White House now highlighting an Israeli statement claiming Iran's nuclear efforts were delayed by years, much longer than a few months, determined by American intelligence. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio in D.C. with the details.
Good morning. The Director of National Intelligence is now backing up President Trump's claim that Iran's nuclear facilities have been destroyed. And it comes as the U.S. and Iran could resume talks as early as next week. This morning, President Trump back in Washington after meeting with world leaders at the NATO summit, where he doubled down on his claims that the U.S. strikes obliterated Iran's nuclear program. The director of the CIA now saying credible intelligence indicates Iran's nuclear program has been severely damaged, adding several key Iranian nuclear facilities were destroyed and would have to be rebuilt over the course of years. However, sources say the early intelligence from the Pentagon indicates at least 2 of Iran's nuclear facilities were not completely destroyed, and that Iran moved much of its stockpile of near weapons-grade uranium before the U.S. struck. And in the wake of that leaked Pentagon report, the Trump administration now saying it plans to limit the amount of classified information it shares with Congress. Top Democrats pushing back.
We already have an administration that is clearly firing people if they don't change the intelligence so that it doesn't potentially embarrass the president. That is holy crap kind of danger.
This morning, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth will hold a news conference at the Pentagon, while the Senate is scheduled to receive a classified briefing later today. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
3 men are in jail in connection to a deadly shooting in Grant County. Authorities say the shooting happened on May 28th in Shawana along the Columbia River. 23-year-old Angel Olivares, 19-year-old Gilberto Sanchez Medina, and 19-year-old Isaac Almeida Chittum have all been charged in the death of Juan Pablo Acosta. Authorities have not released details about the circumstances surrounding Acosta's death or a motive. Many of you received a new scam text message on your phone this week. I know I got some. I was telling you just 2 yesterday.
Wow, and many of these messages are coming from phone numbers pretending to be state agencies that don't actually exist. Check out this one. It claims to be from the Washington Department of Motor Vehicles saying, we're facing a final warning or there will be consequences. Now the problem, there's no Washington DMV. In Washington, it's called the Department of Licensing. We talked to the Department of Transportation, which warns drivers about these scam texts.
The state agencies, just as a collective, again, will never call or text for any sort of payment. We're getting a lot of calls, yeah, all across the state, because it is happening not only locally in Spokane, Seattle, throughout the Inland Northwest, but other states are receiving the same thing.
Another key sign that a scam text is the phone number, often from outside the U.S. or from an unknown email account. If you do end up clicking on any link that's sent in those messages, make sure to check the URL. Legitimate government websites will always end in .gov.
All right, in about 2 days, I'm looking at it, 2 days, 1 hour and 54 minutes, Hoop Fest tips off in Spokane. Tournament brackets are live now. They've been live for about 13 hours. You can find out where and when your team plays on the Hoop Fest app. Team check-in begins today at Pavilion Plaza in Riverfront Park. It goes from 3 this afternoon till 7 tonight. You can also check in most of the day tomorrow.
And local cafes and restaurants are preparing for the thousands and thousands of players and spectators who will need food and drinks in between those games. A lot of downtown businesses thrive during Hoop Fest weekend. Deborah Green owns Madeline's Cafe. She says they see a constant line out the door during Hoop Fest and have to get creative to streamline the process.
For 2 days, we put a big table outside, and we serve things like fruit cups and yogurt cups to go outside, our pastries, popsicles, more beverages. That way, if folks just want something quick, they can grab it out there and not even have to come inside.
But not all downtown businesses benefit. Auntie's Bookstore will close on Saturday because it doesn't see much business during the tournament.
You know, you pay people a decent amount to be around and work. We have a pretty big staff at Auntie's. It's hard to just have the store open when we're not making any money.
However, John's other business, Merlin's, will be open all weekend. Aunties and Uncles will be closed Saturday, but back open on Sunday.
And we want you to share your Hoop Fest story with us at 4 News Now. Share the story of your team, whatever you got going on. I'm sure there's so many stories out there. Just to share it on the 4 News Now Facebook page, you might just see a 4 News Now crew at your court this weekend.
So fun.
It is now 7 minutes after 6 o'clock.
Taking a live look outside with meteorologist Matt Gray, kicking off our Thursday morning. Pleasant start.
Pleasant start in Colville this morning, where things did get down to the 40s.
Ooh, bird.
Got a little close. Oh boy, nobody's going to be anywhere close to the 40s here in a couple days as we start heating up around the Inland Northwest. Take you through that timeline after this.
This weekend, I'll show you what's taking off in Coeur d'Alene coming up this weekend.
Conflicting messages from D.C. are keeping farm workers home and creating food industry chaos. Up next, the deportation raids happening right now despite promises to pause enforcement.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
At Perfection Tire, we believe in more than just great tires.
We offer free services with every tire purchase, extending the quality and life of your vehicle.
Trust Perfection Tire for our lowest prices and easy credit. Nobody beats Perfection.
The 4th of July savings are rolling in at Finley Downtown Toyota.
And that means explosive lease savings on all 2025 RAV4s, fuel-efficient Toyota Prius, and rugged Tacoma trucks. Or if you'd like to tow the boat or trailer with a new Tundra truck, take advantage of a $3,000 rebate or get 2.99% financing for 60 months during the 4th of July sale.
You can find it all this week at Finley.
It's time. Time to let your soul breathe a little, to feel the sun on your face, and to feel alive again. It's time to dust off the clubs, to treat yourself, and test out your lungs. It's time to get away to the place that's not so far away. Lakeside Coeur d'Alene. Win a dream giveaway at cda4.fun.
When you're in a car wreck, we're not just here to fight for you. We're here as a family. At Craig Swamp & Associates, we treat every client like one of our own.
We're not just a business. We're a family.
When I reached out to Craig Swamp & Associates, it felt like I was talking to family. They got started right away. They made sure I received everything I was owed.
Call Craig Swamp & Associates and let us show you what it means to be treated like family. Just one call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Want to
Regular visits to your local Perfection Tire can ensure your car's safety and dependability.
With factory recommended maintenance, you increase your fuel efficiency as well as maintain your vehicle's value.
Nobody beats perfection.
4 News Now is brought to you by Shriners Children's Hospitals.
It is 6:10. Here's a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. The Trump administration is sending conflicting messages about targeting farm workers in mass deportations.
ICE agents are conducting workplace raids at farms, hotels, and restaurants despite earlier promises to pause enforcement in these industries. Some workers are staying home out of fear, creating labor shortages that could drive up food prices for consumers nationwide. According to the Department of Homeland Security, about 42% of farm workers in the U.S. between 2020 and 2022 lacked legal status. Experts say the H-2A visa program designed to fill labor gaps remains difficult and expensive to use.
The fate of Sean Diddy Combs will soon be in the hands of 12 New Yorkers, with closing arguments set to begin today in his federal criminal trial. Both sides are expected to take about 4 hours each in what will be their final chance to make their case to the jury. The jury will not be sequestered during deliberations, which could begin as soon as tomorrow.
10-second takeaway today in your forecast. Highs in the 70s are around average for this time of the year for once. We'll see breezy and dry weather. Really just a beautiful day. Enjoy the cool weather. Hot next week.
Well, you'll need to drop your speed by 15 miles per hour at 6 of Spokane's parks, with new speed limits now in place. The city of Spokane has installed seasonal 20-mile-per-hour speed zones around A.M. Cannon, Chief Gary, Comstock, Hayes, Lincoln, and Mission Parks. These temporary speed zones will last through the summer. The city wants to keep families safe and cut down on erratic drivers while kids fill up the parks over the next few months. So slow down if you're heading out.
Yep.
Good Morning Northwest time right now is 6:12.
Extreme weather hammering the nation. Tornadoes tear through Florida and Minnesota, while record heat turns deadly in the Northeast. The dangerous conditions affecting millions this morning coming up.
And while Spokane will be Hoop Fest heavy, Coeur d'Alene will look to the skies this weekend. From vintage aircraft to death-defying stunts, we have a live preview of the air show that's coming up just ahead.
From your head and shoulders, down to your toes, and everywhere in between. Kootenai Health provides advanced medicine right where you need it, right here in North Idaho.
It's the biggest trade-in event in America today through July 7th at Cal.
This is your chance to trade in anything, and I mean anything.
So you can upgrade to a better set of wheels by trading in the old for something better at Cal.
Expect even more from KXLY Plus. Live updates from the 4 News Now team. Breaking news as it happens. Weather every 10 minutes. Stay connected for free with 4 News Now on KXLY Plus.
Bring the whole family out to the Coeur d'Alene Aviation Air Show and Expo. June 28th, high-flying acrobatics, including former pilots from both military and civilian backgrounds, will leave you breathless with their aerial stunts. Stroll through aviation exhibits and see military and vintage aircraft on display. Local vendors will be on site offering family fun and food. Take advantage of discounted advance tickets and avoid the long lines at the gate. The Coeur d'Alene Aviation Air Show and Expo, brought to you locally by Coeur d'Alene Aviation and Coeur d'Alene Casino.
Summer is here in the Pacific Northwest, and it's set to be a scorcher. But why suffer through another season of sweltering heat and box fans? Call the experts at Builds Heating and AC. With the lowest price guarantee, free second opinions, and a warehouse full of top quality equipment, we're ready to make your summer comfortable without breaking the bank. Technicians are on standby. Call for your free quote today.
Triathletes, if your body reminds you that you are not, in fact, made out of iron, know that Kootenai Health is here for every stroke, pedal, and step of your journey. Find your specialist at kh.org.
Crave returns to the Spokane Valley July 17th through 19th. Tickets on sale now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Welcome back. It's now 6:16. Severe weather is impacting millions around the nation today, and it's not just the heat.
Take a look at this amazing video out of Largo, Florida. You can literally see a house being lifted off its foundation. Extreme weather is causing problems from Florida to Minnesota and even up to New Jersey. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has more.
Overnight extreme weather impacting millions across the country. In Largo, Florida, west of Tampa, a tornado sending debris flying. Multiple reported tornadoes also touching down in the Midwest, this one hitting the city of Heartland, Minnesota. Record heat baking the Northeast. On the New Jersey shore, a frightening scene. A lifeguard's arm was impaled by a beach umbrella as she was trying to secure it to her chair.
A gust of wind came and caught the umbrella, and she tried to re-grab it, and when she did that, it kind of pulled her back, and she fell off the stand backwards. And when she did, the umbrella came down, and it went right through her arm.
Authorities say the pole had to be cut from her arm with a saw. Scenes like this show how beach umbrellas can easily become dangerous projectiles. Officials warning people to properly secure their umbrellas and carry them with the point facing down. Meanwhile, in Dallas, the Postal Service Union is demanding answers after a letter carrier collapsed and died on his route, possibly related to the heat. Jacob Taylor's death comes 2 years after a postal worker died on the job due to high temperatures. In that case, OSHA fined the Postal Service more than $15,000 for failing to protect mail carriers from the heat. A union representative speaking to our affiliate WFAA.
Normally when something happens or something tragic, it doesn't repeat itself. But this time it did.
The Postal Service is investigating. The heat also causing travel delays. This bridge in Virginia getting stuck in the open position. Firefighters had to spray it with water to cool it down. Relief from the scorching heat is on the way today. Temperatures in the Northeast could drop as much as 30 degrees by tomorrow. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
That sounds not fun.
Sounds awful. Yeah. Well, for us, it's been pretty pleasant. A little toasty yesterday, but that's nothing compared to what we're going to see here in a few days.
No, nothing compared to that. Remember those record temperatures we had a couple of weeks ago?
Yes.
That's going to be more like what it feels like now. No records here for that type of mid-90s heat.
Just hot.
As we enter the month of July. Just hot, but certainly has the opportunity to be at the very least tied with some of the hottest weather we've seen so far here this year, and could even be at some of the hottest days so far in 2025. Could be right around the corner. It is summer after all, so our winds generally from west to east over the next couple of days. That'll help keep our temperatures down, plus a little bit of added cloud cover. But things begin to change over the weekend. High pressure will build across the west. It's this half of the country's turn to see hot weather, whereas in the east, it was all about the heat over the last several days for this week. And so as it builds over the weekend, we're going to see temperatures go from the 70s to the 80s to the upper 80s, low 90s, and then solidly in the 90s by the time we get to Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday, I suspect, is going to end up being the peak of the heat here in our area. But you can see just how quickly we get from pretty average temperatures here the next day or two to well above average into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then kind of evening out likely in the low 90s, potentially into the 4th of July. And there's even a possibility it could go even a little bit longer than that. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, but just know, starting next week, it is going to be significantly hotter than it is right now. Temperatures in the 70s, about average for today. 50s overnight tonight, and we'll have a chance for 1 or 2 sprinkles to come along with the mostly cloudy conditions, although I'm not expecting much out of that. We're going to stay dry up until the end of June and into the beginning of July. You can see how things heat up over Hoop Fest. Yeah, this is going to be a potential for some really extended heat here to start off next month. So You know, your summer heating plans, you know, if there's some different things you do when you know it gets hot for the first time for an extended period, now's the time to do it. Get the ACs inspected, get your fans set up in the right place, do all those things now before it starts heating up this weekend.
And Matt, you're not seeing any rain in the forecast?
There's nothing significant for the near future.
All right.
That's important too.
Thanks, Matt. Well, this weekend, the skies over the Lake City will be getting loud.
The annual air show Expo is back, and it's packed with stunts, jets, and family fun. Hannah Joy is live at the Coeur d'Alene Airport, giving us a preview.
Robin and Natalie, I have planes all around me right now, but one in particular that's really, really special is Wild Blue. And Wild Blue is being flown by retired Air Force fighter pilot Jerry Jive Kirby. And Jive, you've been doing this for over 50 years, right?
I have. Yeah, I've been doing it for 50 years. I started when I was a very young age, 15 years old, and I absolutely love aviation. I've never worked a day in my life. And we're here at the Coeur d'Alene Aviation Air Show and Expo to showcase aviation, right? We want all the kids to come out, get excited about flying. You're not only going to have Wild Blue, which is the RV-8A that wants to be a fighter jet, and only because it's flown by me, a fighter pilot, it can do anything it wants. It dreams without barriers, right? But we're going to have not only this airplane, we're going to have Rennie Price in a Sukhoi 29. We're going to have Kyle Fowler in a Long Easy airplane built by the Rutans, right, who have some ties to this community as well. We're going to have P-51s from World War II. We're going to have an F-4U Corsair from World War II. It's going to literally be a broad variety of aircraft for people to come out and see and hear and watch fly. It'll be great.
So it sounds like there's going to be a lot going on in these Coeur d'Alene skies on Saturday. So this is the first time in 21 years that this air show has happened. So how special is that going to be for people?
It's just great. 21 years, that's a whole new generation of people, right? So it's just that many more people to inspire and get involved with aviation. Aviation and flying is about freedom. It's about being able to get in an airplane, go anywhere you want to go at any time that you want to go. And we want to showcase that, and we want to get people excited. And Coeur d'Alene Aviation has done a great job in sponsoring this air show and expo this weekend. And we want everybody to come out and enjoy it.
And that is happening at the Coeur d'Alene Aviation Air Show and Expo 10 to 4. And it is free for children under the ages of 12. So if you want to come, make your way to Coeur d'Alene this weekend.
All right, Hannah, thanks so much. $25 though for everybody else. Yeah. And just so you know, so this guy was a lieutenant colonel. My brother also a lieutenant colonel in the Air Force, retired. And I messaged him like, Dave, do you know this guy? And he says, of course. He's a really talented pilot. He was a wizard instructor at the weapons school, basically U.S. Air Force's Top Gun. So this guy's a big deal. So if you get to talk to him, you know, ask him lots of questions.
Small world, so impressive.
So cool. It is now 6:23.
A former WSU Cougar and Eastern Washington Eagle had his dreams become a reality. The Memphis Grizzlies selected Cedric Howard 11th overall in last night's first round of the NBA draft. Coming up next in Morning Sports, we're hearing from Coward on his thoughts about his new home.
And here's a live look as we go to break. Look at those skies. We'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering, like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Get the freedom to save and $5,350 total value on this Silverado. Plus, trade in an eligible vehicle and get $3,250 total cash allowance when you finance with GM Financial. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
It started with a drive down 8th Avenue.
Wow, what is this place?
A permanent year-round market rooted in sustainability, equity, and community. BECU stepped in with trust-based philanthropy and a commitment to the community.
Our partnership with Scale House is helping our members, it's helping our community grow, thrive, get access to food.
From arts to agriculture, Scale House Market is a place where people grow together.
It's the Click It RV Spokane Star Spangled RV Sales Event. Now until July 6th. Shop new and used RVs from Winnebago, Wildwood Heritage Glen, and more. There's 0 down and no payments for 6 months. And the highest paid for your trade-in. It's time for your independence as you hit the road in your RV, camper, trailer, or fifth wheel. And get low American pricing before the tariffs hit. Nobody beats a Click It RV deal. We guarantee it. So get here for the Click It RV Star Spangled Sales Event. Going on now through July 6th.
Injured in a car, truck, or motorcycle wreck?
Get real results.
Get Russell and Hill.
I was hit by an intoxicated driver. I came upon Russell and Hill, and it was really, really great to have an expert working for me. I got more than I was expecting, significantly more than what insurance was originally telling me I would get. I would absolutely recommend Russell and Hill.
Russell and Hill will fight for you. Call 800-LAW-0842.
Watch your mailbox. Banner Furnace and Fuel's anniversary sale is on now with thousands of dollars of home comfort savings, big furnace and air conditioning rebates, home comfort system service specials, even Guardian maintenance plan incentives that save you money and provide peace of mind. If you didn't get the new Banner Furnace and Fuel anniversary savings mailer, call today and we'll send one right out. Banner Furnace and Fuel, keeping families comfortable for over 100 years.
Washington State's Cedric Coward lived a moment he dreamed of since he was a little kid. Welcome into Morning Sports. I'm Sydney Berger. Coward was drafted 11th overall and will begin his NBA career with the Memphis Grizzlies. It's a team he says he'll fit right into.
And for me, I think I fit that mold just fine. You know, bringing that shooting, that versatility, that toughness, and defensive mindset first, and being able to just impact winning and impact that culture in a positive way.
With Coward going 11th overall, he ties Klay Thompson as the highest draft pick in Washington State's history. Coward played at WSU and Eastern Washington under David Riley for a total of 3 seasons. He describes himself as a Swiss Army knife type of player and is highlighted by his 7'2" wingspan. He'll join former Coug Jalen Wells on the Memphis roster. Gonzaga's Ryan Nembhard went day 1 without hearing his name called, but he's a projected 2nd-round pick and could hear his name tonight for day 2 of the NBA draft. We'll keep you up to date tonight on 4 News Now and on our website, KXLY.com. That'll wrap us up for Morning Sports.
So fun.
So impressive what he's done. Can't wait to see him in the big leagues. It's now 6:27.
Failing heaters, pumps, and pipes put Spokane public pools at risk. The November ballot measure that could provide a 20-year solution. We'll tell you about it coming up.
And new state rules change how Washington teachers handle disruptive students, but educators are split on whether these changes help or harm. The debate dividing classrooms coming up.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by R&R RV.
It's the biggest trade-in event in America this week at both Cal locations and the Cal Auto Credit Store on Division.
This is your chance to trade in anything, and I mean anything. Boats, snowmobiles, motorbikes, trailers. Whether it runs or not, we're cleaning up America.
Making it the perfect time to upgrade your old ride to something better. Plus, delaying payments until September 1st with top dollar for your trade-ins during Cal's 4th of July Great Trade-In event.
For 25 years, you've made Triple Play more than just a place to play. You've turned it into a place where memories are made. We want to thank our amazing guests and community. From birthday parties to company outings and spontaneous weekend adventures, your memories are what make Triple Play special. Here's to 25 years of fun and many more to come. Thank you for being part of our story.
After a car wreck, the longer you wait, the harder it can be to get what you deserve.
After my recent accident, I called Craig Swap and Associates. They treated me fairly every step of the way.
One call, that's all.
Call the 9s, 509-999-9999.
Celebrate the 4th with big savings this week at Walker's. Get store-wide markdowns and huge clearance deals. Or get it now and pay over time with no interest financing for up to 5 years. This week at Walker's.
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
We begin this half hour with the 4 News Now story tracker and a look back and forward. This week marks the 10th anniversary of the U.S. Supreme Court decision legalizing same-sex marriage. Opinion on the issue has changed drastically over the years, with just a quarter of Americans approving 21 years ago, compared with 70% now. Even so, there is a brewing backlash against same-sex marriage among religious conservatives, and a very different Supreme Court could, in theory, take away what it gave same-sex partners a decade ago.
Ready for some nostalgia? Well, Steve Burns, the original host of the children's show Blue's Clues, is now back to share some positive energy. He's launching a new podcast called Alive this fall. According to a news release, the show will be a cozy weekly series that discusses how to stay human while navigating a complicated world. In recent years, Burns has built up a big following on social media. He served as the original host of Blue's Clues from 1996 to 2003 before leaving to attend college. Steve, he's grown up with us.
He has.
Aww,
yeah,
so fun.
Blue's Clues, Blue's Clues. I loved it.
Love it
so much. It is now 6:30. I'm Robin Nance.
And I'm Natalie Grant. Today is Thursday, June 26th. Let's toss things over. Meteorologist Matt Gray with a live look outside to kick off our Thursday.
Yeah, it is a beautiful start to our day. Mild again. Starting to see a little bit of blue sky, though, in Spokane. 59 right now in Lilac City, 62 in Coeur d'Alene. Those clouds are going to hang on a little bit longer. Morning clouds has been a theme so far this week. It looks like that will continue as well as we head into tonight. Building clouds again. That'll keep our temperatures on the mild side, so a lot of us will, again, overnight be struggling to get down to the 50s for tomorrow morning. As for this afternoon, some cooler temperatures. So we've been in the 80s the last couple of days. We'll end up in the upper 70s this afternoon. Mix of sunshine and partly cloudy conditions throughout the day. Overall, that's a nice looking late June afternoon that we've got coming up here. Friday will be fairly similar. Dry conditions, 76. Then as we head into the weekend, the sun breaks out and the temperatures start heading upwards. So for Hoop Fest, definitely want to make sure you're hydrating or whatever you're getting up to this weekend. Saturday isn't going to feel too much different. By Sunday afternoon, though, you're going to start to feel the heat as we hit the upper 80s, and there are 90s on the way. And it looks like this could be an extended period of heat as we begin the month of July. We'll take a closer look coming up.
An Idaho mom believes her 2 children have been kidnapped and brainwashed by a cult-like church.
This morning, an Amber Alert has been issued for the 2 missing teens.
They stopped by the shop and took them.
Alan and Rachel Fisher were last seen over the weekend. Their mom, Elizabeth Roundy, saying that they may have been taken by their estranged older siblings who are members of the Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, a controversial offshoot of the Mormon Church. Roundy left the church herself 5 years ago. The church has been accused of hiding missing children in the past. 24 kids vanished in 2023. At the same time, parents believe the children were being taken back to the cult to fulfill a prophecy made by the church's leader, Warren Jeffs. He claimed to have a revelation that children of the faith needed to become pure before entering the so-called celestial kingdom.
All the children, especially to be consecrated back to the church.
Is currently serving a life sentence for sex crimes stemming from the church's practice of underage and polygamous marriages. Authorities say 24 of Jeff's 78 wives were underage. Now, Roundy believes Jeff's so-called prophecy could mean plans for a mass suicide in the sect and worries that 2 more of her children are in danger. The Amber Alert for Alan and Rachel is still active. Well, don't toss those barely used notebooks and crayons. Consider giving them a new life. The city of Spokane, Spokane County, and Art Salvage are hosting the first ever school cycle drive where your child's forgotten supplies become another student's treasure. You can drop off items at any Spokane library or Art Salvage where volunteers transform discarded materials into ready-to-use school supplies.
So if we can pull those together and really get them to the folks that need them, that is going to help our community.
Volunteers will sort through donations, repair what's broken, and then package the supplies for families who need them at no cost. Organizers hope to expand this Second Chance program throughout the county in the next few years.
Such a great idea. So much stuff just sitting in drawers and collecting dust. Well, part of the Together Spokane levy and bond for Spokane Parks and Recreation and Spokane Public Schools will go toward public pool maintenance if it passes. The 20-year, $240 million parks levy and $200 million school bond will be on the November ballot. Part of that funding would go toward preventative maintenance for public pools across Spokane. Parks and Rec says many of its public pools need continual maintenance or could lead to closures.
We have issues with our pool heaters and pumps and pipes and everything. You know, it's a little bit old, and so some of those things are starting to fail across the system in places.
The pools are free to use with a splash pass. And that is something the city plans to continue even if the levy doesn't pass. Now, if you take out your phone right now and scan this QR code using your camera, it'll take you to our website where you can find a link to see how Together Spokane would impact your property taxes if it is approved. Good morning, Northwest time is 6:35.
Checking back in, meteorologist Matt Gray. Look at that view.
I know, beautiful view this morning of the LC Valley. And you know what's great? It's clear.
Looks clear.
Air quality, not a problem.
Nice.
After it was pretty hazy the last couple of days. Well, might not be hazy, but it's going to be hot here not too long from now. We're tracking it for you coming up.
And still to come here on Good Morning Northwest. Oh, Spokane Women's Shelter needs $20,000 by Friday, or it can't open its doors to vulnerable pregnant women. The unexpected bill threatening critical services. It's after the break. And before we go to a break, here's a first look at what's coming up on Good Morning America starting at 7.
In this morning's GMA First Look, impaled by a beach umbrella.
361, the umbrella's going to be in the left armpit. Going to need that bandsaw for sure down here.
New video showing a lifeguard rushed to the hospital in Asbury Park, New Jersey Wednesday after a beach umbrella went through her shoulder. Authorities say the female lifeguard, said to be a college student, was setting up the beach umbrella on a lifeguard stand when a gust of wind blew her backwards off her stand and the umbrella came down straight through her arm.
It went in right here, like I said, and then out the back this way, came out the back here. We're on a little bit of an angle. So
First responders rushing to the scene to apply first aid and keep the woman stable.
she was a trooper through the whole thing.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll hear how they were able to safely remove the pole from her arm and what you can do to properly secure a beach umbrella to keep you and your family safe. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Good mornings start with the goodness of Cheerios and try Cheerios Protein.
University of Maryland Global Campus is a school for real life, one that values the successes you've already achieved. Earn up to 90 undergraduate credits for relevant experience and get the support you need from your first day to graduation day and beyond. What will your next success be?
Stay ahead of your child's moderate to severe eczema with Dupixent as they welcome the feeling of touch with clear skin and less itch. The #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists helps heal their skin from within. Severe allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Ask your child's doctor about Dupixent.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
It's our endless summer savings sales event where new Sierra 2500s come with $5,500 off MSRP or 3.95% APR. There's never any dealer-added markups on new vehicles. And ask us about our 3-day return and 7-day exchange at GMC of Riverfront Park.
Andy's Heating, Cooling, Electrical guarantees to keep your home safe and cool. Your comfort is Andy's priority. Stay cool this summer with a new air conditioning system from Carrier and turn to the experts. Andy's offers a wide range of top quality air conditioning systems that are both reliable and environmentally friendly. Andy's team of experts are highly trained and experienced, so you can stay comfortable with Andy's hassle-free installation service. Andy's Heating, Cooling, Electrical, your trusted Carrier experts since 1972.
We rent china, glassware, tents, barbecues, flatware, linen, dance floor staging, tables, chairs.
A to Z Rental, no job too big, no job too small.
Jackhammers, stem doors, washers, stump grinders, saws, generators, skid steer, excavator, dingoes, trailers, tractors, nailers, staplers, hole diggers, tillers, mowers, yard vac, aerators.
Call A to Z Rental at 509-924-2000 or go to rentatoz.com.
We rent everything, man.
Now open in Airway Heights.
At A to Z Rental, we rent everything.
The Oak Ridge Boys American-made farewell tour. Celebrating 50-plus years of touring. The legendary Oak Ridge Boys. July 28th, First Interstate Center for the Arts.
Thank God for kids, there's magic.
Get tickets now at ticketswest.com. The Oak Ridge Boys, American-made farewell tour.
We invite you to Missisquoi Casino Hotel, where jackpots, food, and fun come together. As the area's only non-smoking casino, we're proud to be the place that treats you right. Stay and play, enjoy live table games, your favorite gaming machines, and bet on your favorite players and sports with Caesars Sportsbook. Check out our event space for your next special gathering. We're located north of Spokane on Highway 395 near Chewelah. Plan your visit today at Missisquoi.com.
It's our endless summer savings sales event where you'll find new Sierra 1500s with savings up to $14,500 off MSRP. There's never any dealer-added markups on new vehicles. And ask us about our 3-day return and 7-day exchange at GMC of Riverfront Park.
Welcome back. It's now 6:40. An unexpected bill is leaving a local women's shelter short on funds and unable to open.
Covenant Homes and Resources is a Spokane organization that helps vulnerable pregnant women get back on their feet. But despite having the house and the women ready to access these services, this organization has not been able to open. A surprise bill from its lender means the program needs $20,000 by Friday, or it won't be able to open its doors. Covenant Homes offers women a place to call home, teaches them to be financially independent, and guides them through motherhood. There are services some say are desperately needed here in the community.
Just single pregnant moms or women that either are in abuse, coming out of abuse, drug addicted, homeless.
Covenant Homes is asking for the community to help ensure this home, and these services will be accessible to everyone who needs them.
Takeaways today in your forecast. Highs in the 70s, breezy, dry conditions. We will start heating up, and it's going to be downright hot next week.
The Glow Children Early Learning Center is putting on free neighborhood scavenger hunts this summer. The hunts will give families a chance to explore different neighborhoods around Spokane and learn more about the city's history. You can find a map for several neighborhoods, including Browns Addition, Kendall Yards, and Hilliard. And if you post about your favorite stop on Facebook and Instagram, you will be entered for monthly raffle prizes. For a link to the maps and more information on the raffle, find our story on KXLY.com. It's now 6:42.
Get ready to fly high this weekend at the Coeur d'Alene Air Show and Expo. We have Hannah Joy live with some behind-the-scenes look at all the fun.
If you like loud engines, fast planes, and a little bit of adrenaline, you want to be here for the Coeur d'Alene Aviation Air Show and Expo this weekend. Coming up next, what you can expect.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
For over 25 years, Dr. Arvind Chaudhry and Summit Cancer Centers has remained true to 3 core values. 25 years of coming together to develop the most complete and personalized treatment plans available. 25 years of providing the most advanced treatments and non-invasive radiosurgery in the country. 25 years of taking you on a healing journey from diagnosis to recovery.
And we are not stopping there. We will continue to offer the most comprehensive cancer treatment in the Northwest.
Summit Cancer Centers, integrated, innovative, inspired.
Hi, I'm Doug Trudeau with Trudeau's Marina. It's summertime. It's time to get out on the water and experience the fun of boating. We have a huge selection of new boats to choose from. Find the best fit for you and your family at Trudeau's Marina. All our boats are powered by Mercruiser. So if you're in the market for a boat, come in and see us at Trudeau's Marina in downtown Spokane.
Life is an opportunity to grow, to feel, to excel. Life moves at its own pace, daring you to keep up. Life pushes you to be better and to go farther. Life has you here. We're just here to help.
Visit us online at parkersubaru.com or come by and see us at Parker Subaru in beautiful Coeur d'Alene.
Now,
playing your favorite games at Northern Quest. Could be the start of something big. Big as in a new Chevy Silverado 2500 heavy-duty pickup. It's our $120,000 payload payday. Just play daily to enter, and you could win your choice of a new Chevy Silverado or a truckload of cash. But then, how would you haul it home? You'll figure it out. The $120,000 payload payday, only at Northern Quest.
4 News Now is brought to you by Perfection Tire.
Welcome back. It is 6:45. Well, before they hit the skies this weekend, we are giving you a front row preview of the Coeur d'Alene Air Show.
Jaw-dropping stunts, powerful engines, and some of the best pilots in the business. And we're getting a behind-the-scenes look before all the crowds roll in this weekend. Hannah Joy is live this morning down on the tarmac with one of the stars of the show and a sneak peek at what's coming up this weekend. Good morning, Hannah.
Good morning, Natalie. I am actually getting an inside look of one of the planes that will actually be the star of the show for the aircraft show, the air show here in Coeur d'Alene. And so I am here with the owner, Kirk, and he is just going to tell us a little bit about why this air show is so important to the community and why he decided to put it on.
Yeah, so it's, Coeur d'Alene Aviation's been in business for 5 years. This is our 5th year. It's kind of a celebration of us being in business. I wanted to also have an event for that as a celebration, as well as make it a community event. So we wanted to showcase the airport. We wanted people that normally wouldn't come to the Coeur d'Alene Airport for anything. We want to invite them inside the fences. We want to show them around. We have a lot of small local businesses as vendors, showcasing those businesses, trying to promote small business in North Idaho, and just bringing everyone out for a great event. In Coeur d'Alene, we have Ironman, we have Coeur d'Alene, we have a number of different events around the region. Obviously, Hoop Fest this weekend. I'd like to make this an event that can happen year after year if we were successful this year. So one of the big things about this is it's a private event. It's not a military funded air show. It's not a county funded air show. It's a privately funded air show out here.
And you also said you'll have local vendors, but I also know that we have to touch on this. You're going to have P-51 and you're going to have F4U. Those aircrafts are going to be here as well. Those are fan favorites. So how excited are you that they're all going to be here in this place?
I'm extremely excited that this is all coming together. We have 5 performers total. Just recently, in the past couple days, we've now have a couple of F-18s from Naval Base Whidbey Island coming over as well. So, the military aircraft are a big thing here. The F-4U, Corsair, and the P-51 being World War II aircraft are big because it is the Pappy Boyington Airfield. So, very famous aviator.
And so this is going to be pretty special this weekend, 10 to 4 at the Coeur d'Alene Aviation Air Show and Expo. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, there is a cost. You can find information about it on KXLY.com.
Here's a live look this morning. Got some clouds to start our day here. Looking out live, look outside.
Yeah, really going to be a nice day, nice couple of days, so everybody can just kind of relax a little bit as the weather stays on the chill side of things. We are, however, going to be heating up quite quickly as we head into next week. So right now, mild, 59 degrees, starting to see a little bit more sunshine moving into the Spokane area. I'll take a little bit longer in North Idaho. Winds are picking up here as well. We'll see more of the breezy conditions we saw yesterday starting at about midday. Temperatures in the 60s will move to the 70s as we head towards 11 o'clock, but we're not going to warm up as fast this afternoon as we've had in some previous days. Highs today only going to be around 77 for Spokane, for Coeur d'Alene. We'll see some low 80s in the Columbia Basin. We'll see some upper 80s in the LC Valley region. Overall, this is pretty average for this time of the year. Nice to be talking about just average weather as opposed to, man, it's kind of hot. Man, it's really chilly like we saw last weekend. We'll continue with cloudy conditions through the overnight. That's been a theme for the last couple of nights. We even have a chance for a couple of sprinkles in parts of North Idaho and maybe even a sprinkle or two in the Columbia Basin. Temperatures will be in the upper 50s. Now, look, just don't get too excited about wet weather. After all, it's been really tough to get anything more than, well, even to get measurable rainfall out of some of these sprinkles that have moved through. So I'm not super optimistic, but you know what? At least there's a chance after about 9, 10 o'clock, at least a couple of sprinkles moving across the northern kind of third of our region here through about 3 or 4 in the morning. And then That's pretty much our last opportunity for anything that resembles rain, because the ridge of high pressure is going to build and build and build over the weekend. And by the time we get to Monday and Tuesday, we are well into the 90s as this becomes our dominant weather feature for the several days that follows beyond that. So every single day, that high pressure is going to build and build, and we're going to keep getting hotter and hotter. We'll talk about what you can expect with those 90-degree temperatures and how long we think they might last coming up here in a few minutes.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Celebrate Red, White, and Boom in Moses Lake. Go to tourmoseslake.com for details.
Hey, guys!
We brought a truckload of magic. What would you like to make disappear?
All that stuff out there. When you want junk to disappear, all you have to do is point. Bye!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
The 4th of July savings are rolling in at Findlay Downtown Toyota.
And that means explosive lease savings on the popular RAV4, Toyota Prius, and sporty Tacoma trucks.
This week at Findlay.
At Fred Meyer, you never compromise. You get up high quality like bread baked in store and down low prices everywhere you turn. Up high quality that's guaranteed fresh and down low prices on over 1,000 items. With quality and savings that keep adding up, hand it to Fred Meyer shoppers. You never compromise. Fred Meyer. Fresh for everyone.
Need a new garage door?
Sorry.
Give us a call today.
Country Financial has been helping protect lives and livelihoods since 1925. Here with advice on better managing risk is a Country Financial representative.
Safety is very important when operating a farm, and here are some tips for staying safe. First, we should maintain farm equipment to prevent breakdowns or accidents. Proper maintenance can prevent problems before they begin. Second, when using chemicals, be sure to handle and store them responsibly to avoid injury. Third, when you are on public roads, use flashing lights to alert other drivers. Other drivers should watch out for slower moving farm equipment on roads during planting and harvesting seasons as well. Next, stay connected with family and employees so they know when and where you're working. And finally, be sure to get plenty of rest, even during the busiest of times. We thank you, farmers, for bringing food to our table.
For more information, visit countryfinancial.com.
Hey, guys!
We brought a truckload of magic. What would you like to make disappear?
All that stuff out there. When you want junk to disappear, all you have to do is point. Bye!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Welcome back. Your time right now is 6:53, and it's time to get you ready to take on your Thursday in the morning sprint. We got meteorologist Matt Gray bringing the heat for Hoop Fest weekend.
And if you want to get out of town, Hannah Joy is in Coeur d'Alene with a high-flying event, fun for the whole family.
But first, we begin with breaking news out of the Middle East. Early this morning, Iran's supreme leader claimed victory over Israel in his first public statement since a ceasefire was declared between the two countries. And this morning, there is more fallout over a Pentagon intelligence report about the damage done to Iran's nuclear sites. The White House now highlighting an Israeli statement claiming Iran's nuclear efforts were delayed by years, much longer than the few months determined by American intelligence. And you can see the latest on the Israel-Iran conflict. That's coming up next on Good Morning America.
3 men are in jail in connection to a deadly shooting in Grant County. The authorities say the shooting happened May 28th in Shawana along the Columbia River. 23-year-old Angel Olivares, 19-year-old Gilberto Sanchez Medina, and 19-year-old Isaac Almeida Chittum have all been charged in the death of Juan Pablo Acosta. Authorities haven't released details about the circumstances surrounding Acosta's death or a motive.
Oh, good morning. We are going to end up with slightly cooler temperatures we've seen the last couple of days, about 77 degrees for Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Enjoy the weather while it's cooler. We'll get one more day of that tomorrow, and then we heat up through Hoop Fest weekend, but the real heat is going to come after that, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and beyond. Temperatures well into the 90s, and that could last through the 4th of July and beyond.
In just about 2 days, Hoop Fest tips off in Spokane. The tournament brackets are live, and you can find where your team plays and win. It's all up on the Hoop Fest app. Team check-in begins today at the Pavilion Plaza in Riverfront Park. It goes from 3 to 7. You can also check in on Friday.
Local cafes and restaurants are preparing for the thousands and thousands of players and spectators who will need food and drinks between games. A lot of downtown businesses thrive during Hoop Fest weekend. Deborah Green owns Madeline's Cafe. She says they see constant lines out the door during Hoop Fest and have to get creative to streamline the process.
For 2 days, we put a big table outside, and we serve things like fruit cups and yogurt cups to go outside, our pastries, popsicles, more beverages. That way, if folks just want something quick, they can grab it out there and not even have to come inside.
But not all downtown businesses benefit. Auntie's Bookstore will close Saturday because it doesn't see much business during the tournament. We want you to share your Hoop Fest story with us at 4 News Now. Share the story of your team on our Facebook page. You just might see a news crew at your court this weekend.
I am surrounded by so many planes, vintage planes, corporate planes, and so many. Oh my goodness. And so the Coeur d'Alene Aviation Air and Expo Show, they are hosting it this weekend from 10 to 4. And you can find more information about that event happening this weekend, 10 to 4. You can find more information at our website at kxly.com. Fun for families and friends.
Well, you'll need to drop your speed by 15 miles per hour at 6 of Spokane's parks with new speed limits now in place. The city of Spokane has installed seasonal 20-mile-per-hour speed zones around A.M. Cannon, Chief Gary, Comstock, Hayes, Lincoln, and Mission Parks. These temporary speed zones will last through the summer. The city wants to keep families safe and cut down on erratic drivers while kids fill up the parks over the next few months.
Part of the Together Spokane levy and bond for Spokane Parks and Recreation and Spokane Public Schools will go toward public pool maintenance if it passes. The 20-year, $240 million parks levy and $200 million school bond will be on the November ballot. Part of that funding would go toward preventative maintenance. The pools are free to use with a splash pass. That's something the city plans to continue, even if the levy doesn't pass.
The state is revising rules for how teachers in Washington handle disruptive students. While some educators argue this helps clear up confusion, others warn of concerning impacts. The reason behind these changes dates back to before the pandemic, when Washington adopted new disciplinary guidelines. Due to kids being out of the classroom, teachers weren't able to put these to test until 2021. And implementing these new regulations was a challenge as teachers struggled to make sense of them. These new guidelines hope to clear up any confusion, although some warn it could have negative impacts on some students. The revised regulations go into place July 11th. Head to KXLY.com for more information.
We'll be back with a final check of weather with meteorologist Matt Gray coming up. And as we send you off to a quick commercial break, here is a live look at your Thursday morning. Clouds are out there, but a pleasant day overall. The details coming right up.
4 News Now anchors, not just in the newsroom, but in the community, doing the work, listening to you, asking questions to help keep your family safe. We're the people you trust on your screens and in your neighborhood. And we'll always be there on 4 News Now.
Style or substance? Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Or get 0% APR on select Sierra 1500 models.
ShopDaveSmith.com.
Starting over is hard following a divorce because now it's just you. You are the one making the financial decisions for your family. As I've gone through this process, BECU was incredibly helpful, making sure that I could track down the financial documents that I needed or to open an account with my new name. I'm really proud of how far I've come, how I've been able to rebuild for myself and my family, and BECU is an important part of that.
A little bit of cloud cover far less haze in our skies in the past couple of days. That is good to see. And we will have some beautiful conditions here over the next couple of days. A little breeze, but temperatures for the afternoon right about average. Not too hot, not too chilly. We'll start heating up over Hoop Fest weekend, but Saturday looking pretty decent here as well. You'll start feeling the heat on Sunday, and then look what happens next week. We're talking about some hot temperatures. I think Tuesday will end up being the hottest day of the week with highs around 96. It usually means we are going to be getting close to triple digits in some parts of the Columbia Basin. Stay tuned as we track it through the week.
Thanks for kicking off your Thursday with us here on Good Morning Northwest.
We've loved having you along. We'll see you throughout the morning with live local updates on GMA. Starts now.